Hi everyone, welcome to the Knitting Turnpike. So, how have you been doing? We've gotten through Christmas, and as I mentioned to you on the 26th, tons and tons of projects we're going to be releasing, and they are. And I am having a very hard time. I'm trying to keep up with 2 of the 5 that I mentioned to you, and but I'm having trouble keeping up with those 2 that I narrowed it down to. I decided to go with the Stephen West Hiberknitalong 2020 project, and also the Boo Knits Color Me 12 Days of Christmas project. So I wanted to show you guys where I am. I'm going to give you updates where I am. I was going to try to do like a hard break with each section, but I think I'm just going to do it where am I. And if I don't have anything new to show you, then of course I'm not going to do a video. But the first shawl in the Stephen West, he gave us a really good surprise. We have 2 shawls in this Hiberknitalong. The first one's called the Winter Lights Shawl, and both of these shawls are a break apart. It's kind of like are based on the design of the Slip Stravaganza, which I knitted in November. I'll put a link to that video here. And I loved that shawl. There was so much interesting designs in there. There was the honeycomb design, picking up the stitches along the edge of the honeycomb and creating a space for that. There was a lot of I-cord knitting. There was doing the chevron border, that chevron border where you and a lot of slip stitches to create that beautiful color work, working with 4 different colors. It was just a fun shawl to knit, but it was really big. At the end, the stitches got to be 950, but it was a massive shawl. Anyway, this one, he said in his Instagram live cast on party on the 26th, he said that these 2 shawls were a break apart. The first one is a Crescent Shawl called the Winter Lights Shawl, and this is how far I've gotten along on it. I did the cast on. As you can see, I started with an I-cord cast on here, and you're carrying the I-cord edging along the side, and then the color work has already started, and it is a slip stitch color work. You can see I brought in my first color. It's the lightest pink. So these rays, I think he's calling them rays of color, are going to be very subtle for me because I'm using the next color to my pink. I have a 4 gradient pink. These are the 2 colors I'm using for this part. And then if you remember, I had these other 2 pinks, and they were all part of a gradient from Plucky Knitter. But these are my 4 colors. They're pretty. These 2 are pretty close, and these 2 are pretty close, but anyway, love them, and am enjoying knitting with them. This yarn is amazing. It's got a little bit of cashmere in it, and it's stretchy and just amazing. Oh, this is interesting. Since we're doing this color work, I wanted you to see this. I learned this on his Slip Stravaganza shawl, and I don't think I ended up showing the back of that. Or maybe I did in one of the videos. But look how neat the back turns out being with those floats. Even though you're doing color work and slip stitches, the floats are nice and neat. You don't make them too tight or too loose. You just knit, and it turns out really neat. You know, you would think there would be a lot of strings. This is the string from when I put that second color on, and I wove it in as I went along. So I just got to clip it. I haven't clipped it yet. But see, it'll be nice and neat. And as you go along, and not a lot of strings there. But anyway, this is what the front's looking like. I'm loving it. I'm about 20 rows into section 2. And that ray of, the rays of color. Anyway, love it. Now the other shawl is called Woven Chevrons, and it's based on that chevron border. oh, I was so excited about that one, so I decided I would start that one first. And I made a big old boo-boo mistake. I showed you the 4 colors I was going to use. I'll put a picture here for very bright colors. My friend Nikki said it looks like a box of crayons, and she hated it. And the more after I got to knitting it, I didn't like it either. Here's what it looked like after I knitted it together, and I thought maybe the more I knit, the more I'll like it. And it just wasn't working. She said it's a big old no, but and my husband, every time he walked by, his face would like, eh. Anyway, it's painful. So I talked to the people in the group, the Woven Chevrons, the Hiberknitalong group, and they were like, well, maybe, they were saying if I had used, and I thought about using the dark blue as the main color instead of that light blue, but then Stephen West said that he used his lightest color as the main color, so I really got messed up in my head. Had a weird conversation in my head, and I went that way, and I didn't like it. So yesterday I ripped it all up, and I started over, and this is where I am with that. I haven't gotten very far. I've only done you do an I-cord cast on, which I'm going to show you how I did that, because I have a trick on how to do that, and I'm going to insert that now. Hey everyone, I wanted to show you a quick technique that I used this in the Slipstravaganza, and he's starting the Winter Lights shawl this way. Basically, you have to cast on 3 stitches, and you're going to work an I-cord, and he's slipping stitches back and forth on his needle to do the I-cord. I basically just use a DPN, and I'll show you why I do that here in a second. Okay, the first thing you want to do is you want to knit them. And then after he knits them, he transfers them back purlwise to the left hand needle. So what he does is he takes these and slips them to this needle and knits them again. What I like to do, since I'm on a DPN, is I just go slide to the other end so I don't have to slip, and I knit these, and it creates the I-cord, and that way I don't have to keep sliding my stitches back and forth. When I've knit this, instead of slipping them back purlwise to this other needle, just slide it to the end and keep on knitting. However long we're supposed to be knitting this. I haven't even checked that yet. I just got so excited to share this with you that I hit record. But anyway, you can see, let me finish this stitch and I'll show you how it's starting to form the I-cord. You can see how the I-cord's starting to form. And you're not having to transfer all those stitches. I just knit that, slide it to the other end, knit, and keep on going for however many times you're supposed to do that. Anyway, thought it was a great tip. Okay, so it's not really that great of a trick, but to me it's a big time saver, and I hope you enjoyed that. But both of these shawls start with I-cords. The other one, the circular shawl, is not as big as I-cord, but this one, the I-cord is this long, and after you knit it, you picked up 37 stitches along the edge to create this. That I haven't done very much, sorry, but you can see I've done, the main color is going to be this blue, and then the first color is this white with these pops in it. Here's my color palette. This color is Madeline Tosh Blue Stowe. That's my main color. And then I had this Madeline Tosh Gradient that I bought a long time ago, and I'm actually really glad I found a project to use this for, because I've had it for a couple of years. And let me get these in the right order. They're not super... like, there's not like a lot of contrast between them, but you can see from this end to this end, they get lighter to darker. So So this is my first color, second color, third color, and it's got pops of turquoise and purple and kind of pink in there, and that's why I decided to go with the blue stow as my main color, which I had actually just gotten the blue stow yarn, so I'm glad I had that in my stash. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I would have had one that would match so well. But anyway, here's it going on, and what's going to happen is you're going to knit another color 2, then color 3, then it'll go color 1, 2, and 3, and it'll alternate. You know, you'll do the main color, color 2, main color, color 3, and then it alternates, and then it also staggers. I'll put a picture of the finished shawl, and it's triangular, and it's all these chevrons, and it's just geometrically, it's intricate, and it catches my eye, and it's just looks beautiful. So I'm excited about it. Now I'm excited about the colors I'm going to be using, but I haven't gotten very far along. So the next video I do, we'll just see how far along I get. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to knit both of them at the same time, or if I'm just going to stop working on the woven chevrons and just focus on the winter lights and finish that, and then come back to the woven chevron. But by the next video, I will have made a decision. I just haven't decided yet because I love both of them and I want to work on both of them, and having a hard time just focusing in on one. Okay, for the other update, I told you guys I had, I gotta get it. I didn't have myself prepared. I told you guys I was going to work on the boo knits. Color Me 12 Days of Christmas, and I showed you the 4 colors. There's 2, a light gray, dark gray, a pink, and a beige. And this one's going to be a more solid shawl. I've only done the first day and started the second day, and she's passed out 3 clues, so I'm already behind. But this is what I have so far of that. It's a triangular shawl. I think an asymmetrical triangle. And as you can see, I'm on the wrong side. There's already starting to bring in that second color, which I decided to be my pink. The light color, the light gray is my main color. The pink is my second color. My third color is going to be the dark gray. And then my 4th color is going to be the beige. And you can see it's really simple knitting. If you want to jump in and knit along with us, you could probably catch up. It's just a bunch of garter stitch right now. So it's a lot of just knitting through the back loop some. And then the color work's been real easy. It's been not alternating on the row. Just one row is the same color. So anyway, that's the back. So you can see how I weave it in. And I've got to trim that up. But anyway, that's all I have for the boo knits. And I'm having a hard time keeping up with that. I'm hoping I can have a little bit of time here and there to catch up, but I don't think so, because the Stephen West isn't like a mystery knit along where you have to wait for the next clue to come out. We already have the full pattern, so it's just a matter of finishing it. So probably the boo knits is going to wait for a while, but I am going to finish it because I've already started the project. I've committed to it. I will finish it sometime. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this and letting me share what I'm currently knitting on, and I would love to know what you guys are working on. Put a comment down below, and you know, interact with me. If you guys want to work on these projects along with me, please jump in. We are not that far along. Like I said, it started on the 26th. Today is just the 28th, so we're 2 days in. He's going to be knitting this for the whole month of January, so there's plenty of time to jump in and knit these shawls with me if you want to do that. For me, the hardest part was picking the color, but so you know, just look through your stash, find some colors that you like, and it's a great stash buster because I'm using 4 colors for 4 skeins for the woven chevron. Excuse me, let me get a quick sip. Thank you. And then I'm using 4 skeins for the other one, so I'm using 8 skeins of yarn for both of these shawls. So to me, that's a win-win. Using up some of my stash that I have had. Actually, I really am glad to be using these because I've had these for a while, and it was hard for me to find a project that will use a gradient, like 4 full skeins of yarn. So this is a nice thing to have. So jump in, knit along with me. I'm getting kind of yakky chatty, so I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have a very happy New Year's. I hope that 2021 is going to be a better year for all of us. And wish you all the best and all the happiness in the world. Thank you again for subscribing and supporting me. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.